Hello everyone, my name is Nicolas Mauricio Hernandez. I am a student of software and analysis and development at SENA. Today, I want to I want to talk to you about something that impacts every single one of us in this field. That is technology as an evolutionary process. We are not just passive observers of change. We are part of it. In this video, I will explore how different aspects of my training program and future work as a software developer will have evolved thanks to new technologies and innovate tools. Let's begin. Technology as an evolutionary process. First, let's understand what we mean by technology as an evolutionary process. Today does not appear out of nowhere. It builds, it grows, it transforms slowly and steadily from what came before. Think about programming languages. We went from machine code to assembly to C to Java to Python. Each step solved the problems of the previous one. Okay. By the time I finish my ATSO program, languages like Python, Kotlin, and Rust will have replaced many of the legacy systems that companies still depend on today. And it's not just languages, methodologies, tools, and work culture. All of this will have transformed dramatically over the next few years. The key word here is evolution, not revolution. It is continuous change of progress, and we, as software developers, are responsible for carrying it forward. Evolutionary versus revolutionary products. Now it's important to distinguish between evolutionary and revolutionary products because both exist in our field and both matter. An evolutionary product improves on what already exists. For example, GitHub became GitHub Copilot. My SQL evolved into PostgreSQL. HTML became HTML5. These are products that will have been building on decades of prior knowledge by the time they reach their full potential. A revolutionary product, on the other hand, breaks the mold completely. The internet, smartphones, Docker containers, ChatGPT, this did not improve something. This replaced the way we think entirely. In my ATSO program, I have seen both. We use Git, evolutionary. We use AI-assisted tools, revolutionary. By the time I am working professionally, I will have been navigating both types of innovation for years, and knowing the difference will make me a better developer. Aspects that will evolve in my training and work. Sure. Let me now talk about the specific aspects of my own training and future work that technology will transform. Number one, programming languages. By 2030, AI-powered tools will have replaced more than 30% of repetitive coding tasks. Languages that support AI integration, like Python and Rust, will have become the standard in enterprise development. Number two, AI-assisted development. Right now, tools like GitHub Copilot help me write code faster. By, but by the time I graduate and start working professionally, developers will have been using AI-powered programs for years, not as a luxury, but as a daily requirement. Number three, cloud and DevOps infrastructure as code and serverless architecture will have integrated into every stage excuse me, every stage of the software development life cycle. Knowing cloud platforms will have become as a basic knowing how to type. Number four, cross-platform development. Frameworks like Flutter and React Native will have unified mobile and desktop development into a single workflow, saving teams enormous amounts of time. Enormous amounts of time. Number five, cybersecurity. Security by design will have become a mandatory skill, not an optional specialty. Every developer will have been training to think like a hacker in order to protect users. These are not distant possibilities. These are the realities I am preparing for right now in this program. Cultural variations in software teams and training. Technology doesn't only change tools, it changes culture. In traditional work environments, communication happens through formal meetings and printed documents. Learning means sitting in a classroom with a textbook. But today and even more so in the future, teams will have been collaborating asynchronously across different time zones using tools like Slack, Notion, and GitHub for years before ever meeting in person. In my analysis and development software program, I have already experienced these shifts. We work in virtual environments, use agile methodologies, and document everything digitally. By the time I joined the workforce, remote first. Flexible and multicolor teams will have become the norm, not the exception, and the ability to adapt to those cultural changes will have been just as important and as any technical skill I developed. Innovations using future perfect tenses. I want to take a moment to highlight how we can think about these changes using specific grammar structures. The future perfect tells us that something will be completed by a point in the future. For example, by 2030, AI tools will have replaced more than 30% of repetitive coding tasks. Low-code platforms will have democratized software creation for non-programmers. The future perfect progressive tells us that something will have been ongoing up to a future moment. AI automation reshaping the developer role. Here we can see the 6 kind of programs used that in the program to develop and create new new things like UI design, backspacing, deployment, documentation, code review, and testing. Conclusions. To conclude, I would like to leave you with 4 key ideas. First, technology evolves continuously. Each tool, each language, each methodology in software development builds on what came before, and that is exactly what I'm experiencing in Natsu. Second, by the time I entered the professional world, AI assisted development will have transformed how software is designed, written, and tested. Adaptation is not optional, it is essential. Third, cultural shifts such as remote work, agile teams, and open source collaboration will have been reshaping the developers' workplace for over a decade by the time I graduate. And fourth, the developer of the future is not just something is not just someone who writes code. It is someone who will have been developing critical thinking, creativity, and ethical awareness alongside technical skills. Those are things no AI can replicate and replace. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nicolas Mauricio Hernandez, a student of software analysis and development at SENA. This has been my video evidence for activity GA6-240202501-AA1-EV02, guided by instructor Jenny Perdom. And remember, technology is not a destination, it is an ongoing journey. Thanks for watching.